final essay is going to be on funding for national parks. My argument will be that national parks should continue to grow because national parks are important to preserving history and nature. So, kind of the opposite of the argument would be, should we maintain what we have or should we use our resources to grow our national parks? So, the hook, or the way that I think would be the best to get the reader's attention, would kind of explain to them how big of an impact the national parks do have just in pretty much everybody's lives. The national park system covers 8 million acres in our nation, so obviously it takes up a lot of space. 290 million people visited a national park in 2014, and national parks don't just include nature sites, they also include historical sites like the White House, Lincoln Memorial, pretty much anything that you can think that would need maintenance that we enjoy for historical education. So why we should continue to grow our national parks is what I am going to argue is the correct thing to do. So this article was by Julie Hirschfield on July 10th, 2015. It explains that Obama has established 19 national parks while he's in office, kind of he says one of the great legacies of this incredible country is our national parks. The incredible beauty of this nation is also reminding us of the richness of our history. So by signing for 3 new national monuments, they are preserving Native American cultural sites, remnants of mammoth, saber-toothed tigers, as well as prehistoric rock art panels. The next one would be Government Must Preserve National Parks. This is by Todd Davison on August 2013, featured in The Hill. I think this is a really great one because with this article we can kind of see how that cut that Congress made on our national park funding affected us, because that was 2 years ago. So what happened was Congress just made a huge cut in our national parks. This article kind of illustrates as to why that's not the best thing, because our national parks generate more than $3 million in spending and support 250,000 jobs. So obviously, money and jobs is something that we should try to have in our nation. And national parks are really just one of our best investments that we have. The next one is by Juliet Elprin in 2002. It talks about how the national parks in the Appalachian Mountain Range have $385 million worth of projects that just haven't been done because they don't have the money to do it. And they have 75 vacant spots for jobs, which kind of shows that our education is lacking the inspiration or the knowledge where we can fill those jobs. Rob Bishop, which is a Republican of Utah and sits on the House of Natural Resources, said in this article, the National Service should eliminate all new land acquisitions and reevaluate its mission. So that's kind of them saying, hey, we don't have enough to maintain what we do have, so maybe we should focus on making what we have better. So, and the last one is out of National Geographic by Greta Weber on June of 2015. So what it's mostly talking about is how Yosemite, Denali, and Grand Teton are kind of taking it into their own hands to clean up the park because of visitors not cleaning it up themselves, not showing their respect. And it also talks about how us bringing our cars into the national parks is leaving a print that isn't so nice. They're partnering with Subaru because Subaru's exceptionally good about recycling and reusing their materials. They're getting money from places like Nike and Walmart because government funding isn't quite helping as much as they would hope. This picture is a picture from Angels Landing in Zions National Park here in Utah. I ran across this on Instagram, and what it's kind of showing is that they have a bathroom that is supposed to accommodate people, and they're only supposed to have to empty it 4 times a year. This picture is taken about a month ago, and they've already had to empty it 7 times so far this year. So it kind of shows what we have isn't quite accommodating, but I still think that I should argue the side that we should increase our national parks because it is such a great investment and because we are preserving historical and natural sites that deserve to be preserved.